What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today we have another exciting unboxing to dig into, coming in hot from Vosteed. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. Really helps these videos get pushed out there to more people. And feel free to let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. So we have this knife here coming in from Vosteed. Huge shout out to them for sending this in for us to take a look at. This is a new model from Vosteed and it looks very, very promising. And it also looks like something else that I kind of had my mind set on, and we'll see about that here in a moment. Standard packaging from Vosteed, which is very, very good. Zippered pouch and a patch here. And then we get to a microfiber cloth, and we have our knife housed inside the zippered pouch. We are looking at the Vosteed Talasaurus. And this thing looks like it's right up my alley, guys. So we have a nicely centered blade there. This is going to be a crossbar blocking knife with a sheep's foot blade. We have a thumb disc here, which I don't have much experience with thumb discs. I think I only have one other knife, maybe two, that actually have some sort of thumb disc. So that was another intriguing, characteristic of this knife. We have a coated sheep's foot blade, and this is coming in the good old tried and true 14C28N. I love that Vosteed has started offering knives in 14C. I absolutely love 14C, and so do many of you guys, and for very good reason. If you do not know, 14C is one of the toughest steels for a knife that you can get, period. It is one of the toughest. It is also extremely corrosion resistant as well. The edge retention is decent, and it's also very easy to sharpen back up. So that is why 14C is a very beloved steel. And it's going to fit this knife very well, as this is more of a utility style folder. So I'm wondering if this is some sort of aluminum anodized, and it looks like it might be aluminum, I'm guessing, right? Sheep's foot blade looks really nice. It kind of has this harpoon look to it. Little flat with a swedge that goes to the tip. Nice little finger choil there. Crossbar lock, as we mentioned. The micarta is very good. Vosteed's been doing a fantastic job with their micarta. I see we have a filler tab here, which means the pocket clip will be recessed, and it will also mean that our lefty brothers can carry this. They do recess the screws along with the clip. We have internal circular milling in there for a little bit of weight relief. This is a very lightweight knife. And what I was referring to earlier is this knife really reminds me of something else that Vosteed has to offer. We're going to bring it out here in a moment, but let's go ahead and see what this guy looks like in the pocket. We'll bring out our Issuing Stitches Hank. Link is always in the description for Issuing Stitches Hanks. Best, most affordable hanks in the game. Code GBALL10 gets you 10% off. We do have a lower mounted deep carry clip here, which means you'll have just a tiny bit poking out of the pocket. But if you're going to be getting this in and out of your pocket, this is a user for you. This is a perfect setup for that, because you have a little bit of surface area here. So that way you can grab this thing and pull it out of the pocket, and in reverse, put it back in very easily. People have this idea, or some people, I get the comment all the time that, man, it's going to be sticking out of my pocket. That defeats the whole purpose. Well, not everyone is carrying a knife, for tactical self-defense situations. It's a good idea to have one in an emergency, in one of those cases. But like me, I know that I can use this in a I could use a knife in a self-defense situation, but that's not typically why I carry a knife, you know, on a day-to-day basis. I'm going from home to the job site, then I'm coming back home. I might stop at the store. You know, I'm not planning on going into the hood or anything like that and, you know, getting in a fight and depending on my pocket knife. So, you know, I don't mind. Do I not like deep carry clips where the knife is hidden? No, I don't mind them at all either. But to limit yourself to only that style is kind of asinine in my opinion. But, you know, you like what you like. I like a little bit of everything. I like knives that you can see a little bit poking out because it's easier to get them in and out. Sometimes I like the idea of the whole knife being hidden, and for whatever the reason may be. So, you know, it just kind of depends for me, but I don't limit myself in that sense. But what I was talking about is this knife really reminded me of the Dachshund, and I just kind of thought of that right before I turned on the camera. It reminds me of a more affordable Dachshund. Now, the Dachshund's coming in M390 and titanium, so it's going to be more on the premium side of things for Vosteed, where the Talasaurus here, coming in 14C and micarta, will be quite a bit more affordable. But man, do they really kind of resemble each other. Now, I don't know that that was their intention, if they were trying to make a more affordable version of the Dachshund, but there's some slightly different design cues, like this harpoon area here, the finger choil here, where you don't have that on the Dachshund, and then just slightly different cues in the design. But all in all, they still really remind me of each other. Now, the Talasaurus will be a little bit smaller than the Dachshund, but not a whole lot. A little bit more blade and a little bit more handle, but it's not a lot bigger, I will say. Why don't we go ahead and we'll check that edge and see what kind of sharpness we got. So we got our standard little notebook paper here. I came into a ton of free notebooks, so we're going to be using some notebook paper here for a little bit. Ooh, that Dachshund is sharp. This is sharp, but that Dachshund, whoo, baby. They both got a good edge on them. It's got a nice edge on it. You know, probably wouldn't hurt to throw it on the strap a little bit to get it back to that razor area, but it's got a pretty good edge on it. So we're going to get the old spine whacker out here and test this lock, see what it is hitting for, and I believe that we will be just fine. We did check centering, and there's no lashing of any kind. There's no up and down movement, and there's no side to side movement either. I believe we will be just fine. And one more, just for good measure. Good job. Vosteed is doing a fantastic job, guys. I can't applaud them enough. They're hitting different price points, like 50 to 70 bucks, or maybe even a little bit more affordable, like 40 to 70. They're hitting that like 80 to 120 area. They're hitting that like 150 to 200 area. They are using different button locks, pivot locks, crossbar locks. They're doing liner and front, you know, they're doing a little bit of everything, and I really appreciate that about them. They're not afraid to step outside the box and do something a little bit different, ahead of the curve, if you will. You know, in regards to the compression lock that they do, the top liner lock, in regards to the pivot lock. You know, that's only been done by Riot, and obviously Vosteed was working on it, you know, along with them at the same time. They just aren't as big as a company as them, so, you know, their abilities are a little bit more limited when it comes to that, but they are not afraid to do some different things. And, you know, hitting that compression lock that they've been doing, the top liner lock as they call it, has been just outstanding. People are screaming for that lock at this point. Their new Raccoon with the top liner lock is just outstanding. You want to talk about a razor sharp, well-made EDC knife that is fun and satisfying to use. This new Raccoon, guys, is ridiculous. It is so nice. Really enjoying what Vosteed is doing. They're just hitting all kinds of different areas when it comes to everything. They're using different steels, you know, 14C, 154, S35, LMAX, M390. And for the most part, I think on every single one of those, they are heat treating them the way that they are supposed to be. I know their S35 is at 60 to 62. I forget what they did their M390 at. Was it 60 to 62? I can't remember, but at the minimum 59 to 61, which is right there along with the majority of everyone else. But they're doing a great job, and I think they're only going to continue doing better and better. I just look for them to really, you know, even as a smaller shop, I really look for them to kind of take the reins and kind of take over as they really already have. Now, they're not going to be as big as like Kaiser or Civivi, but as a smaller shop, they sure as hell do keep up with them, if not surpass them at some points, you know, and just doing a better job and paying attention to the small details that, you know, make a knife go from good to great. You know, they don't miss on some of the small little details, like a filler tab for a recessed pocket clip. Things like that, they ultimately matter to certain people, and they just don't miss on them. All the way around, I think they're doing great, and they take customer feedback, they take the knife community's feedback, they put it into action. You can't ask for much more from Vosteed. I hope they continue down the path that they are on, because I think we're in store for a hell of a show from Vosteed. You'll have to let me know, what do you think of the Talasaurus here? I love hearing from you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, guys. And if you like knife and EDC content, well, we release videos just like this one every single day. Hit that subscribe button. Ring the little bell. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I will throw up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next one.